Heard you a snitch, nigga be quiet cause you could get bitch. I keep a chopper, it's loaded. Hop with the rolls, got my name on the curtain. Fucking your thought and I do that for certain. And I stay clean like detergent. Popping on Xannies and popping on Perk. Burn up on me, you get cut like a turkey. I just want this bitch inside of Billy. I'm open no roof, got stars up on the roof. So my freedom.
Hello everyone, and might I say welcome to something that I put on a small hiatus. That's right, we back with Ultron. We are back with Izuku Midori. The version of the Civil War arc, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be comics. So shit's gonna get tense. How tense, you might ask? You'll see. So, if you don't know the Civil War comics, there's something called the Superhuman Registration Act. People with fucking superpowers. Well, specifically in this world, as most humans have quirks. And they are somewhat regulated already. It's a bigger deal because they have to let their names be public knowledge. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Hold up. When it comes down to Izuku being in Japan, and a specific project that he has been basically had on the back burner that he was working on through as soon as he got the factory. It was pretty straightforward, pretty simple. It was something called Project Titan Hammer. Now, for short, I'm going to just call it Titan because it was specifically made as a last-ditch effort. A last chance. In case everything went bad. Which, as soon as the Registration Act is truly underway, and heroes' names and abilities have to be public knowledge, all my dips. The night before the 24-hour period of him leaving, he left the first hour and went underground immediately, as well as other prominent heroes involved with such a intricate course of action. Some heroes, hold on. My bad, sorry for the slight interruption. Let's get back into it. So, one moment. Might as well just keep it like this because that's probably how it's going to be for me. Specifically the little thing I got going. But yeah, when it comes down to exactly the entire Civil War thing, it's going to boil down to how many people have combat quirks, because there are people that have quirks that have your fucking fingers stretch, right? It's not that hard to surmise that there are people with combat quirks, people with combat mutations, stuff like that. And it's pretty... The air is thick with tension, because as soon as All Might left and didn't sign the Registration Act, and I'm saying now this is more of a worldwide thing instead of oh, this is just in the US. This is a worldwide conglomerate-esque. We all agreed on this, we're all going to do it. So, what happens is pretty interesting. As soon as this reaches Izuku, Project Titan is rushed. The forefront of his mind. He had to go in the fucking coolant chamber for an hour. Yes, it wasn't as long as having the fucking Avengers after him, but he now knows that the Avengers are split. Which is all he needed. Scouts are finally funneling back into Izuku. They're coming. They should be there 14 days before Project Titan is complete. He nods and prepares most of his drones for battle. He has many at this point. I'm going to say while this Superhuman Registration Act has been going on, 2 months flew by. Well, not 2 months. I said it would be 4 months gap. Damn near the 4 months passed. The usual things in UA didn't happen. Because when people like Nezu and Gran Torino were to be looked for, Nezu still had to run the school. And you could only tiptoe around questions for so long, right? You can only do that for so long. And when it comes down to it, it is a vehement arrest. Well, actually, it wouldn't be an arrest. It would be more posted as, hey, animal control, come get this rabid dog. Because it's Nezu. Now, when it comes to Gran Torino, he vanished. All Might scooped him and he left. People that knew about One For All, they fled the same. All For One and One For All. All For One is known. They only have very vague stories that they have zero idea if it's true. When it comes to One For All. And All For One. And Izuku, no, now we're gonna go switch back to Izuku's perspective. Literally 14 days before they fucking kick his door down. He doesn't know the team anymore. He was expecting the Avengers. Hell, he was somewhat expecting Vision. So, when he heard that Vision and Scarlet Witch did not fuck with it, he gave them an offer. Like, hey, you could come down here and shit. And that offer did extend to people like Captain America, his parents, and people like All Might. And to be honest, they accepted. No fucking hesitation. The team of people that are against the Registration Act, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's fucking large. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when Captain America and Vision see Ultron, they're on edge and they think, oh, we just got put into a trap. And Izuku has to explain everything. Right? They, somewhat trust Ultron, but, Ultron still has a lot of killbots. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ultron was making, along with Izuku, very cheap killbots. Not all of them can fly, but all of them could go underwater. Which is what they needed for Project Titan. That's all they needed. Aquatic capability. Project Titan was more of a... There is a ravine in the water, in the ocean, that goes down pretty deep. But, in reality, there are, I'm not gonna lie, people like Hulk kind of vanished. Widow and Hawkeye they split. One went with Cap, the other one went with Tony. The teams at this point are basically canonized. That is all that, but the interesting thing is Thor is involved. Now, whose side is he on? He's on Tony's. All the way, it's Tony Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. and the government, because they're thinking, oh, he doesn't really know the full extent of what this means, because it wouldn't really affect him. He wouldn't have to think about it that much. He doesn't have family there. But, let's just say Izuku also is not just pulling from the hero pile. He's pulling from the vigilante and villain pile, too. So, what people does he have? Well, there are international villains in Marvel that make you shit yourself. Now, he had an idea. Kinda stupid. But if it worked, it would be very beneficial for him specifically and his group. But it will then be known that, hey, he's in Japan and his little doom clock might suffer from that. It might add a couple days. Because he's thinking about breaking into Tartarus and letting the fucking villains run wild. Well, not run wild. He's thinking about leashing a couple of them, specifically vigilantes that he has read files about via stolen S.H.I.E.L.D. information thanks to his bees. Which, at this point, Tony Stark, along with people of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Japanese government are kinda searching for Izuku. Because as soon as I said, oh yeah, no, it might be an Ultron situation. What? Well, okay, so we're gonna need to deal with that. And, Izuku has the entire setup rigged. What do I mean by that? It's simple. Izuku has a very nasty surprise for whoever, whatever, comes into his base. Because there's only one entrance and one exit. They hold here because we cannot let them get Titan. Now, the 12 days are up. The doom clock is hit, and the battle in Japan truly commences. People such as All Might, some other pro heroes from My Hero Acca, as well as some well-known heroes from Marvel, and some of the lesser-known heroes of Japan. A fair few of the lesser-known heroes of Japan. I'm not gonna lie to you, some of them quit immediately. Not even giving a second thought. No, I'm done being a hero. No matter how good this shit pays. I can't have this. People are gonna start gunning for my family. No. Since Peter Parker was known to be one of the people in the comics that let his identity be known. Oh, everyone close to him dies. I know that's not canon, but let's be frank. Well, seemingly they die. There are things much worse than death. I'm gonna feel bad for the shit that I'm about to do Peter fucking nasty. And I don't feel good about it. And it takes a lot to make me, like, shaken on a decision when it comes to, like, morals. Because I'm kind of crazy. But, yeah. When it comes to Aunt May, she's broken. You know, like, the type of crazy that, like, let's say for the people who knows who the Batman Who Laughs is, I want you to imagine the insanity of the children that got turned into tiny jokers. That kind of insanity. Like, she's not smart. She's insane type shit. She's broken. How, you might ask? Oh, simple. Mind control quirks are a bitch. I'm making her think that she did it. Oh, it's not that hard. Especially when they remember doing their rationale and seeing literally everything they did. They don't know that they've been mind controlled, but she's broken now. Everyone connected to Peter was either killed in torturous ways on live television in NYC, or just other stuff that I'm not gonna get into. People that, like, know of, like, big and small heroes. May they be, like, part of S.H.I.E.L.D. or not. All their families. After that incident, witness protection type shit. They go off the radar immediately. Parker stops being a hero. Peter quits. Peter mentally cannot handle the fact that his Aunt May broke like a fucking twig. The things that Aunt May did in, I'm gonna say, 4 hours. That's the time span that people like Doc Ock gave such and such Mysterio and other people to do this. And it happened. Aunt May went on a fucking killing spree. On who? Simple. Friends, family, the children, everyone on her block died within a 4-hour span. Aunt May remembers killing all of them. And at the moment, she's kind of fucked up, as you would probably tell. I'm not getting into the other ones, as I have said, but they have been broken beyond belief as well. But back to the day when Izuku got a knock on his front door. Izuku and them immediately start firing. There is zero hesitation. All the melee, all the people with strength quirks, such as, like, well, strength abilities, are, like, behind the ranged, and as soon as they see, like, people running in, oh, That's when everybody charges. Because Izuku made a lot more combat models. And remember, these things are fucking Hulkbusters. They are meant to attempt to pacify the Hulk. When it comes down to it, there is a battle between SHIELD agents, military reinforcement from the government, Iron Man, and a lot of fucking heroes that are coming down on this place like a fucking hurricane. And he made sure everyone that was there, that was human, had gas masks. Because Izuku concocted some shit. And like the non-lethal parameters, the training wheels are off. People tried to convince him out of it, but nah. They couldn't. Like, for some reason, like, Izuku's mode flipped. Because as soon, like, as that door knock hit, all the eyes flickered red for like 10 seconds, flickered back to orange and green. All of them seemingly just raised their hands and started firing. Like, remember, like I said, Izuku always has like his models just ready to go. And basically, like, the people that were running in first just get killed. It's not like a, oh, they're unconscious. No, they dead. People get shot through each other and just get cut in half and shit. Like, that is the level of shit that Izuku's not fucking around anymore. Izuku is scared. And now he's taking them serious. Because people were calling this a civil war. And, Izuku was told everyone there, and, like, asked them, do you think this is technically a civil war? They're all like, yes. And he's like, that's all I needed to know. Izuku proceeded to slaughter half of the heroes outside before they actually got past his wall of fucking lasers. And then the other heroes charged in, still kind of fucking shocked at what Izuku did. But they know that most of these people would be completely alright with killing them. So they moved. Izuku's people charged in. And the heavy hitters, like All Might, like Captain America, Vision, people were going. And anyone that wasn't, like, knocked, like, killed, Izuku basically, we had smaller versions of himself run out, grab him, drag him further in. Some of them, specifically, one of them was Captain America. One of them was, in the comics, there was this female agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. that was actually fairly uppity. I forgot her fucking name exactly. But, she was relevant in this attack. When it comes down to shit, there were a lot of dead bodies. And Izuku couldn't clean this shit up. So what Izuku did? Simple. He pushed out. He pushed out and had his bees finally go on the offensive. Which was all that was needed. The sewer grates bursting upwards with seemingly swarms of these metal bees just swarming people. most of them with paralytic toxins that would keep them like that for about a week. People with allergic reactions to these died. People were fucking scared, and it was specifically like law officials, military. Because if you don't think Izuku's not fucking smart enough to make a SAMSAT turret, you could fight me. Now, what's a SAMSAT turret? That's an anti-air missile launcher. It's usually stationary, but when you have things the size of the Hulk, pretty sure you could slap some scary shit on there. How is he getting the resources for this? Underground. He went fully underground. You think he's getting this shit legally? Hell no! As I said, episode 1 or 2, I believe, Izuku already had, like, connections within the underground and, like, basically had shit where he could, like, pick stuff up from, like, people like Stark. And I'm gonna say for the, ow. Shit. Hold up. I'm gonna sit down, plug my phone in. But yeah, when it comes down to Izuku, people like Thor weren't there because they thought, hey, this should be enough people. No. Now remember, the helicarrier is over Japan at the moment. Anti-air warfare. Just war. To say what Thanos did to a city is accurate of what the fuck's going on. I think it was like the last Endgame movie when Stark had that regenerating suit. That last fight, it's basically that landscape. Because I know I made it seem cut and dry, but I do not have a strong enough vocabulary to institute the amount of carnage. That was, well, there wasn't really carnage. There was dead bodies, yes, but there wasn't really any blood of the people that lived or died. Right? I mean, the people who lived, yeah, sure, they had, like, some of them had broken ribs, collapsed lungs, shit like that. But people were, like, cut in half by lasers and shit. Because Izuku was like, nah, I'm not playing around. There's like a civil war going on. And I need to defend Project Titan Hammer. So, like I said, Titan Hammer is basically a mobile base of operations that is able to go into orbit underwater and hover in the air. Such like the helicarrier, but better. Basically what it is. So, Izuku proceeds with Operation Burn the Wings. Operation Burn the Wings is a reference to a story of a man with wax wings flying too close to the sun. If you remember that story, they plan on taking down the helicarrier. That or taking it over. And that will be a struggle. Because people such as Nick Fury and more heroes are rallying at the helicarrier. Because basically, like, Tokyo and that entire, like, bit of Japan got flooded by fucking bots. Like, the civvies were not harmed. But when it comes down to, like, reality, there were some civilian deaths, not caused by Izuku or the buildings falling. Well, like, 2 of them were. But, like, actually some of them were caused by licensed heroes that were still a part of the Registration Act, which immediately got them bad rep. Almost fucking immediately. In Japan. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason that they're going after the Helicarrier is pretty obvious. They hold some of the most dangerous villains on there. And also some of the most dangerous heroes as well. Now, if you all don't know what the, I believe it was the float? Like, it was a prison stationed off of, like, oh, the raft. That's what it was. Fuck. It was a station based off, like, offshore, like, not completely offshores, but, like, damn near, like, offshores of fucking, New York, from what I remember, of canon. Specifically, like, comic canon, not cinematic or video game canon. So when it came down to stuff like, hey, we want the Helicarrier, it was not only for that, but they wanted Tartarus and the raft. They wanted to break people out of specifically those 2 places because they were strong assets that they could get there. So, to the immense chagrin of Izuku, he had to fire off something from the Titan Project, a weapon that could, how do I say it, force the Helicarrier and everything on it electronic to basically go into a sleep mode, basically an EMP, but like, the backup generator is still gonna work, but all the ships and shit, and like most of the guns on the Helicarrier are down. So, what happens is as follows. There were a significant portion of Izuku's things that could fly still after the assault on his base. I know I'm not getting to Stark yet, because he got put in a fucking coma. Because Izuku was the one fighting him. And he did not hold back whatsoever. Izuku and Ultron were fighting him. And as we all know, Ultron could beat the shit out of most of the Avengers by himself. Basically. But when it came down to, like, that other shit with Izuku, like, yeah, sure, Stark could upgrade all he wants, but you make it seem like Ultron's not going to get the same upgrades. Because Izuku basically had a facility that used to be Stark that was not fully, had everything moved out yet. It still had data packs of, like, possible products to be made, like shit like that. But yeah, Stark's in a coma. I'm gonna watch that shit later. I've been waiting for that one, as well as the Majin Buu one from him. Go subdivide Kage. For real. There is some dirty shit that he says, but it's basically same shit here, but less grimy. But not grimy. You know what I mean. I'm probably worse than him, but it don't fucking matter. But yeah, when it comes down to, like, the Helicarrier specifically, the Helicarrier it doesn't get taken over easy. Matter of factly, it gets repelled the assault gets repelled, and people like, well, not people like Izuku, but like people, not Vision, but like Scarlet Witch gets captured, but the main person that he wanted out is out. And that's all he fucking needed. Guess who? It was a very specific person that, it was Venom, along with, I want to say, let's see, I know Venom was in containment. God, I forgot the other two. I know for a fact Venom was in containment on the SHIELD helicarrier. And for shits and giggles, I'm not even gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna say Carnage was too. And technically anti-Venom, but Izuku ended up learning that, hey, anti-Venom, don't fuck with either of these two, but hey, he could fucking make sure that they're in line. So yeah. Who does he give anti-Venom to? Simple. He gives that shit to Captain America. And basically, he has like people that were like with Agent like Venom and Carnage were killed. So Eddie Brock dead. Carnage's holder dead. And they were given to new people. And both of them, like specifically, Venom and Carnage were told that if they fuck up, like if they do some shit that they, like Izuku does not want them to do, he will kill them. And he basically points at anti-Venom right next to him. This is going to be your chaperone. You guys fuck around too much. I'm gonna make sure he hits you hard. And it's gonna be vicious as fuck. Cause I don't fuck with y'all. Y'all, even though like we're gonna be on the same side, y'all are weird. I don't know y'all. So keep that shit in mind. Y'all fucking step out of line once, you're dead. So, like, there are multiple attacks made on the SHIELD helicarrier. Yeah, SHIELD was tried multiple times to figure out what the fuck keeps hitting us with that EMP. They realize it's something in the water, but it's kind of too late because they're trying to fucking leave. They can't. Why? Because Izuku has damaged their engines to the point where they can only hover. Or that bitch probably is going in the ocean. So what Izuku does? Simple. He quits a parlay with Nick Fury. God damn. And Izuku, not his actual body, but a version of his body that is much less threatening. And it's just Izuku there. Nobody else. And that version of Izuku does have a fucking dirty little surprise. In case this body gets shut down. Which, don't worry. He has something for him. It just don't look threatening. Right now. But, they basically talk. Nick explains why this needs to happen. Izuku basically tells him, do you see what happened to Peter Parker? Do you not see why people aren't okay with this? Like, and specifically, like, All Might, he don't want to fuck with you. And that's saying something. When All Might don't want to fuck with shit. Yeah, sure, like, he's number one in Japan, but he's not number one worldwide. But when it comes down to it, it's not really a question. It's more of a, how do you want to deal with this? Because I could very easily kill everyone on this ship right now. And he's like, you and what army? Wait. And he's like, yeah, I don't need them. Do you know what this version of me has connected to him? one of the nastiest fucking bombs you could have. You see, I may or may not have, I don't know, stolen some things that when it is fucking like anywhere close to like on the human body, I want you guys, this is narrator talking, sound wave. I want you guys remember what Nova 6 was? Nova 6 was from fucking COD. That's the shit he made. He's not fucking around at all. And he basically says, Dr. Doom helped me make something that's kind of interesting. You know, want to know what it is? It's a gas that even if it makes contact with life, just like anything, human, fish, water, grass, even oxygen, it replicates. And it doesn't stop replicating because the air is what it's replicating on. Do you understand what I mean now? What I'm telling you is that if I fucking so well fucking deemed, I could turn this entire fucking planet into a giant fucking graveyard. Now, no one else knows that this is being said except for Nick. 5 other people, which I'm gonna say Thor is in the room, which he's hearing this, and he's like, he's looking at Izuku like he's fucking an Ultron. Like, he's not looking at him like he's Izuku. He's looking at him like he's Ultron. And matter of fact, like, he keeps calling him fucking Ultron, and same with Nick Fury. And Izuku's like, just had enough of this shit. Like, why the fuck do you all think I'm Ultron? I don't understand y'all motherfuckers. Hold up. And he puts like something on the table. He presses a button, and a version, like, a hologram appears. It's like, sign me in to Uncle, please. Please, these people are incompetent. And Ultron appears on the screen and is like, what? Oh. And as soon as he sees Nick, or he's like, they think you're me, don't you? Yes. They think I'm you. Which is dumb, because I've had none of your ammo until this point. Are you in a room where there are other people? No, get to a different room. Get to the private call room, damn it. It's like, don't you fucking talk to me like that. Not now, Ultron. Not now. Like, alright, damn. Just kind of like, give it a minute. He looks at Nick and them. And, well, to put it blatantly, there's a conversation between Izuku, Ultron, Nick Fury, and fucking Thor, and some other, like, people like Endeavor, and other people, like Spider-Man, shit like that. Spider-Man kinda, let's just say he signed something. It was to not let him retire properly. So, yeah. So he kind of got dragged on the SHIELD helicarrier. Against his will, but it kind of still happened. And Izuku's like, look. I'm gonna give you a chance here. Give us Scarlet Witch back. And I won't make this your final resting places. Because, Thor, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a mortal. Oh god, no you aren't. Do you know how many fucking precautions Stark made to kill you? If you got out of hand? Same with Hulk. You're an undetermined variable. And if you needed to, he would put you down like a dog. which is what I'm quite prepared to do. Now, understandably, I'm not really... I am a good person at heart. I don't want to do this. Y'all are making me do this. I don't really fuck with people shitting on my doorstep. How have you shit on my doorstep? Oh, well, it's pretty fucking simple, isn't it? This fucking act is abysmal. And it's either y'all motherfuckers bow out of it, or everyone on this helicarrier's dead. Because you make it seem like I'm the only one here. There's something called cloaking tech, and it's amazing, bitch. And as he says that, certain jail cells open. People along the likes of Taskmaster and Rhino get freed. As well as some others that are low level. And using a very interesting bit of technology that Izuku Midoriya has made, teleports them the fuck out of the building. Ooh. What if villains... Academy. What if villains had an academy? That sounds fun. That just sounds interesting. But, yeah. Nick was like, this was a fucking distraction. And it's like, no, it was to prove a point. I could kill you whenever I want to. I'm trying to do this peacefully. But if you fucking move out of this chair, or Thor gets too fucking grabsy with his hammer, I'm gonna show him what it means to be worthy. And as soon as he says that, hammer flies dead in his face. And Izuku just grabs it. Out of the air. Just grabs Mjolnir out of the fucking air, just sets it on the table. And just looks at Thor. Now you might be asking, hold the fuck up. No. Why is he worthy? Simple. Izuku, with the amount of intelligence that he has, along with physical, mental capability, Mjolnir sees him as worthy. The original him, not his clones. Him. Now you're wondering, why is that? It's like I said. Izuku at this point has reached basically immortality. Izuku has something very interesting called the Hammer Project, which he never expected to get Thor's hammer, but it was like a thing just in case, you know, because like Thor's hammer can fuck with lightning, and storms and shit, so it's kind of important to Izuku that like, oh, I could hold the hammer. Like, don't get me wrong, Izuku is surprised about this. Because, like, he thinks 9 out of 10 people like Cap could hold the hammer. It was like, not yet, but he could probably hold it eventually. Right? When it comes down to, like, important things about, like, the fight that happens, because Izuku does give Mjolnir back, because he's not about to leave with just a fuck ton of shit. And he's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I lied. And as soon as he says the fact that he lied, his top half explodes and confetti. And a flag is placed in his in the bottom half of his torso, and it flies, and it says, "Go fuck yourself." And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you build up tension, break that shit down in an instant. This is the end of the video, and my apologies for not uploading yesterday. But yeah, everybody stay frosty. Turns out God said, yeah, no, shut the fuck up, turn the video off. Peace.